So in today's video, we're going to take the cheapest, quickest and easiest method of printing on your own t-shirt at home. And we're going to take this and turn it into this. Right, now as I always like to say, if you come to a fork in the road, take it. For today's video, like I said, we are going to try this A4 t-shirt transfer paper. Essentially what you do, dust this bad boy off, this lovely printer, and we're going to create a quick design, print it on this piece of paper and then transfer it to a t-shirt. Now imagine you're in this situation, perhaps you're going to some cocktail party or you've got a meeting with your boss and you've lost your shirt with your logo on it, or maybe it's shrunk in the wash, I don't know. So you take out this paper, quickly print it on the printer, iron it on the shirt and you are good to go. So what you're going to need is a printer, this transfer paper, which I'll leave a link in the description for that, and basically any software where you can design some type of design, or you could download something from the internet as well. So what I've got today is, I've used Photoshop, taken about 5 minutes, and I've created a quick kind of logo for my channel, but not really a logo. It's just something quick and simple just to see if this method works and how well it works, and if it could be a viable option for you to create your own clothes that you can wear on a daily basis or take out and be proud of. Now I've got my design open here in Photoshop and it's just something I created within 5 minutes. I've printed it out just to see, and the best option is to print it out first. Just use a normal piece of paper because, as I said, you only have 2 sheets of the transfer paper in your packet, or depending on how many you buy, but I've got 2, so I don't want to waste any just in case the design isn't right or the size or something like that. So this is the design I've made. As you can see, it's kind of my name and the kind of a logo hexagon design. I kind of like the style. It's primarily in black just because I don't have the color ink at the moment. Just dusted this bad boy off. So next thing you're going to do is print it on a piece of paper, make sure the design is okay, see the size of the design if it's up to you or if you'd like to change anything. And then the next step is to take that design which you've printed, so I've got that design just here, and you're going to invert the design or kind of flip it horizontally so that it faces the other way around, just as in this picture. Now, the reason you're going to invert it is because when you print it out onto this piece of paper, once you've stuck it on the shirt, it's going to turn around and it's going to come out as the design that you've designed on the computer. Right, so now I've got my print over here. I've tested a few prints. I am just going to load them up into a printing program such as Word. And once that's loaded up, we're going to print it on a high quality setting. So just check your software when you go to print. Sometimes there'll be something like quality or DPI for the print. So set that to the maximum or a high number, and this will give the best quality print onto your printer paper, which then you're going to apply to your t-shirt. So you've got the settings right, you've set the quality to the highest point, which I have here, and I am just about ready to print. Now on this paper, inside comes an envelope with the transfer paper just here, and the other side is just a sheet with the instructions. Follow the instructions correctly, and that way you can ensure that the print is correct. So as the instructions say, print on the reverse side, set the printer to the highest quality, and make sure that the paper is in the correct way. On many printers, when you print, the paper doesn't print on the side that you put it on. So let's say you lay the paper inside like that. The paper will actually go inside the printer, turn around and come out and print on this side of the paper, not on this side. So guys, put the paper upside down in the printer if you have just a standard printer, or check with your specific printer online on Google, for example. Right, so I've got the paper ready, got the printer ready, everything's good to go, and I'm gonna hit print. Okay, so that's our print, all done and dusted. Now don't forget, I've printed this in reverse. As you can see, the design looks fine from the other side. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, so now our design is printed. I'm going to take a pair of scissors, which I've got just here, and the instructions say cut about 5 millimeters away from the design. I'm not sure if that's going to have any impact on the final iron, because if you iron it and there's going to be an overlap, I'm not sure how that's going to look. So I'm just going to cut this up. Okay, and there we go. We've got 3 designs cut out. We've got one big logo, some random pattern, and a smaller logo. Now the instructions say that we should leave these for about half an hour for the ink to kind of dry onto the paper, which is understandable. And next up, we're going to do the ironing. So now that I've got my iron set up here, it's just heating up at the moment. I've got my prints ready to go. Shirt is ready to go. Now this Inkjet paper, it specifically works well on white t-shirts. I'm not sure how it'll work on colored t-shirts. That's something we can find out in the future. But for now, the iron should be up to temperature. I'm just going to test it with this heat probe so you can see. And we are at about 216 degrees Celsius. And this can go up in the top corner here. So I'm going to pre-iron my shirt exactly like it says in the instructions. Okay, so now the shirt is pre-ironed, and we will just make sure the design is the right way. Try to make sure it's straight as well. Okay, and then we're just going to apply it, and with some firm pressure, and count to about 15-20 seconds, just like it says on the instructions. Cool, and that should be just about enough. Right, we're going to take our second design. This is the bigger design, and I'm going to stick that one just right about here. Right, so now I'm ready to go for my second design. I'm going to apply quite firm pressure. Okay, and now for the last design, we'll apply it on the top right corner here. Okay, and that should be the ironing done. Okay, so I've let the design cool for about 6 seconds. It says at least 6 seconds. Now I'm just going to peel a corner and see how it's turned out. It's coming off. Okay, let me just... That's the first one. Wow, that is really, really cool. Look at that. Seems like quite a professional print. And now you see the way it is cut just around here will mean that when you're cutting it out, cut it out really nicely because it's going to be on the shirt. Okay, we're going to do the second design now. And those are our 3 designs. Look at that. So we've got logo here, smaller one. That's quite a big print just here. And then we've got this print over here. And that's essentially all it took. So we printed the design and we've ironed it onto the shirt. And I must say, the quality of the print is extremely high. It looks good, feels almost like a t-shirt that you would have bought in the shop. And we'll see over time. I'll pop it in the wash and I'll probably do an update video of how this came out, but I'm extremely satisfied. I mean, like, who wouldn't want a present like that? Now I know it's not in color exactly, just because my printer only has black at the moment, but I'm seriously impressed. And that's pretty much it for this week's video. If you have any questions, please don't forget to use the comments down below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
All right.